welcome to a brand new episode of Jonathan's Court. Today, we're in the warehouse. It's a Warehouse Edition podcast, and we've got my buddy, Nick Solomon, on the podcast. What's up, Nick?
Glad to be back for another edition.
Yes, sir. Hey, we're super happy to have you. If you guys watched my last video, you kind of knew this episode was coming out. So like I said, we got Nick on the podcast, have another guest. It makes it more exciting, more fun. Week one was crazy. What was your opinion of just kind of week one overall?
Well, the NFL is back, baby. There's so much build-up, so much hype. Excited for it to come out and finally arrived here. And to be honest, there's a lot of mixed emotions. We saw a lot of teams that we expected to come out on fire, to come out where they left off last season, and there are a lot of duds. And then there's some surprises as well. So overall, I'm just glad football is back, and we're going to roll into week two.
We sure are. I thought week one was pretty good. Like I said, my main thing is you never know what's going to happen week one, just because it's just so brand new. It's a new season, and they're trying out different things for their team. So we'll get right into it here. My predictions for last week were horrible. My record was 5-11. I went 5-11. Like, I didn't even predict 10 games correct.
There were a lot of surprises I alluded to.
So we'll see. Hopefully I can do better this week. We'll see, how Nick does this week, and going forward, we'll keep a tally of his record as well. But we're going to talk about the biggest news in the NFL, and it's with the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers. On the fourth play of the game, he gets tackled and tears his Achilles. Actually, he got sacked, and now he's out for the season. My biggest question is, can the Jets still make the playoffs? Is it realistic?
Well, with that defense, there's a chance, and that's all a lot of teams need. At least that's all they want to hear. So if you tell them you have a chance, anything can happen. So they have a chance. They're going to get to playoffs because of that defense. Now, I think any expectation of them winning at all, basically, I think that needs to be thrown out the window. I think their mindset needs to be altered to a degree where you have to understand that you don't have your big ticket anymore. So the expectation that you're going to make it to the big dance at the end, I think you need to lower that right now. Having said that, we've seen miracle things happen. We've seen Trent Green go down, and here comes Kurt Warner. We've seen Drew Bledsoe go down. Here comes Tom Brady. So maybe here comes Zach Wilson. Because that defense is elite, and they showed that against a team that a lot of people think are going to, be in the AFC Championship game, or at least push for that. Definitely winning the AFC East there. And with that defense there, they showed up on Monday night. Created a lot of havoc, created a lot of turnovers, got after Josh Allen. Now, Josh Allen needs to maybe rein it in a little bit. But give that defense a lot of credit. Look, last year they were 7-9, I believe, around 7-9, and the defense is basically the same. Brought back just about the whole entire unit. If anything, they added a couple of additions to that unit as well. So they were 7-9 with a revolving door quarterback last year. So it might just hinge upon what can Zach Wilson do at quarterback, and there is 2 years worth of sample size with that. So there is still a chance, but rightfully so. If you're a Jets fan, waking up yesterday or on the Tuesday and hearing the news that he's officially out for the season, your heart's definitely shattered. I don't know what's left of Rodgers' career. He may call it a day. He may call it a career, because there's one injury you really don't want in professional sports, and that's an Achilles injury. It is by far it's one of the longest. It's also the hardest to come back from if you're an athlete. And at his age, to want to put yourself through that, it's not just, you have to go through the rehab, and the rehab process is really what we're talking about here. That's the most grueling. That's the most lengthy thing. Just to get back to a level to then get in shape for a season, okay? It's not just in the off season, and you can just work out, get in shape for the season, which by alone is grueling. No, you got to go through rehab to get to the point of getting your body ready to then get in shape. So we're looking at a very lengthy process. And again, at his age of being 39, next year he's going to be 40. Is that something he's going to want to put through? Is that something his body is going to be able to take? You know, Aaron Rodgers has a history. He hasn't really been injured. You know, he's had a collarbone issue a few years, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, that had him out. But other than that, and then maybe knickknacks throughout the season, he's been relatively healthy throughout his career. You know, there's a stat where he has been played a full 16 slate season, and I want to say 11 seasons out of his career, he has played all 16 games. So he's been extremely durable. So this is his first, honestly, major injury. So that does factor in, but then again, so does Father Time. And he's alluded to a lot where he's been undecided on whether or not he should retire or not retire. And that was before he joined the Jets. So
yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be hard what he wants to do. Like you said, the offseason was so, do I want to play, do I not want to play? We'll just see what happens. You never know, like you said, age. There's a whole bunch of factors that are going to go into his decision, obviously. So, you know, I agree with you there. The Jets they have a chance to make the playoffs. But like you said, you got to take that game by game, week by week. It's now more of a, we have our sights set on the Super Bowl now to let's make the playoffs and then just get, you know, to the divisional round and then the AFC Championship and then possibly Super Bowl if that does happen. But if that does happen, will it be Zach Wilson or will it be a QB that is a free agent currently and could be signed to the Jets? So is it Joe Flacco they signed? Is it Jacoby Brissett, Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, Cam Newton? Is it Tom Brady come out of retirement? What do you see here, Nick? You know, out of the ones I named or even, you know, a few that maybe I didn't name, who has a real possibility of being signed to the Jets to maybe help them also stay afloat and get to the playoffs?
So let's take it back to, you know, that list there just sort of tells you who's still sitting at home on their couch. But let me take you back real quick to 2019 when Tom Brady announced that he was leaving the Patriots to join Tampa Bay. How many Patriots fans cried that he left? And then how many more cried when he won a Super Bowl with someone else just 1 year later? So how many do you think would be in distress if you think Tom Brady's going to join a division rival? I don't think Tom Brady is going to join the Jets. I'd be very surprised. Anything can happen. Tom Brady's a super competitor. We've seen that. We've heard him say that he hasn't officially closed the door yet. And I'm pretty sure there has been phone calls to him. It wouldn't surprise me. I would be very shocked if Tom Brady decided to join the Jets. However, with the list of other people, I think Matt Ryan is a very big possibility. I think Jacoby Brissett is a big possibility, but it also depends on what direction the Jets want to end up going here. If they believe wholeheartedly that they're going to ride with Zach Wilson, who's been on the system, been with the team, feel like he's improved on the offseason, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers so far and has learned some, then I think any quarterback that they bring in is going to just be an extra second or third quarterback to join the team. If they bring in Matt Ryan, bring in Jacoby Brissett, even Joe Flacco too, who was on the team last year actually, last couple of years, then they're looking to have them start over Zach Wilson. So it depends on the direction they want to go in. With week 2 upon us here, I don't think they're going to make this decision anytime soon here. I think they're going to see how week 2 goes, and it wouldn't even surprise me if they see how week 3 goes.
You can't panic just yet.
Absolutely. I know all the Jets fans have panicked already, and I would too if I was a Jet fan. But I think they wait and see and go from there.
They wait and see. I like that. To be continued. Out of that list, you know, it's kind of funny. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those quarterbacks have played for the Colts. So, you know, Joe Flacco was on, you know, the team last year. You know, does Tom Brady come out of retirement for another time? Does he not? Does Carson Wentz, you know, revive his career? We just don't know. Like you said, Where do the Jets want to go? What's their mindset? Let's not freak out just yet. So we'll see week 3, week 4, how their mindset is and how long they're willing to wait until they do get a free agent quarterback off the market. We just don't know. But with that being said, we're going to go straight into our predictions. It's going to be fun, see if I can get a better record this week. Let's see if Nick can beat me this week. He did win in fantasy football last week. So his team's really well. He drafted really well, and so we'll see if he can continue that streak.
But we do want to make it known, our picks have nothing to do with any outside bias. Straight up picks, team versus team. That's what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
And I do want to give a pause real quick to who you guys mentally think is going to win this week.
Who's it going to be?
Who's it going to be? Roll it, Riley.
Starting off on Thursday Night Football at 8:15, you've got the Minnesota Vikings coming in and playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Vikings lost last week. The Eagles won last week. Now, they both had close games in week 1, but this game is at home for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll go ahead and start here and give my prediction. It is a Thursday night game. Kirk Cousins doesn't play well in primetime, no matter if it's Thursday, Sunday, or Monday, or even a Saturday. The Eagles were looking pretty good versus the Patriots last weekend, and I think they're going to continue to pick up where they left off. I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a great season along with A.J. Brown. They've got a great defense as well, and I think that this game will be close as well, but I think that the Eagles probably win by 10 points. What about you, Nick?
Where's the game at?
It's at Philadelphia.
Taking Philly.
Well, that was a pretty easy choice there. All right, now we start with the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. And with that being said, we're going to pick the game of the week on our 1 o'clock games. We're going to pick the game of the week on the 4:25 games. And then obviously Sunday and Monday, they are scheduled for a reason. So with 1 o'clock, our first 1 o'clock game that has on the schedule is the Baltimore Ravens playing the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals didn't play too well, lost to the Browns week 1. Can they bounce back? Can the Ravens, did they win last week?
They did. They beat the Texans.
They did beat the Texans, which rightfully so. So they should have. Do the Bengals bounce back? I don't know. They should at least. How well is Joe Burrow going to play with his, calf? But I think that the Ravens are able to move on to 2-0 and get their first divisional win of the year. I'm going Ravens.
Give me Bengals in a bounce back game.
Bengals in a bounce back game. AFC North is always hard. Then you've got the Seahawks versus, lights are turning off here, but camera's still recording. You've got the Seattle Seahawks playing the Detroit Lions. What do you think? I'm going to let you go first here, Nick. Do the Seahawks get a win on the road, or do the Lions defend home field advantage?
Home field advantage. Give me the Lions. Seahawks, unfortunately, start the season 0-2.
0-2. I like that as well. I think the Lions are going to have a really good season this year. Then you've got the Indianapolis Colts coming in and playing the Houston Texans. Both start off with an 0-1 record. The Colts could have beat the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. It could have happened. It didn't happen. Do you think they bounce back and get that win? Do you think they start out 1-1? 1-1?
Give me the Colts, baby.
Give me the Colts. This is, the rookies battling out already week 2. Anthony Richardson versus C.J. Stroud. And I think that Anthony Richardson's going to have a better season. So I'm going the Colts with you as well. Our next 1 o'clock game is the Chicago Bears versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bears couldn't pull it out versus Green Bay Packers. The Buccaneers were able to pull it out and beat the Minnesota Vikings, correct? I gotta look. Yes, they were able to edge him out by 3 points. Do the Bears win on the road, or do the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield play well and go 2-0? I've always been a believer in Baker Mayfield. I'm going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Give me the Chicago Bears on the road.
On the road. Our next 1 o'clock game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs are 0-1. They are going to travel on the road to Jacksonville, where the Jaguars are 1-0. Travis Kelce will probably be back for week 2, and that's probably going to sway a lot of people on the Chiefs going and winning, going to 1-1 as an overall record. But I think since the Jags are at home, Trevor Lawrence played decent week 1 versus the Colts. I'm going the Jaguars.
Give me the Chiefs. They're not going to start 0-2.
They're not going to start 0-2.
World would be on fire if the Chiefs start 0-2.
That is very true. That is very true. Then you've got the Green Bay Packers coming in and playing the Atlanta Falcons. Jordan Love was able to get a win over the Bears last week. The Falcons were able to
get a win over the Panthers.
Yes, they were, 24-10. Nick, I'm going to let you go first here. Does Jordan Love start 2-0 in his career?
Give me the home team. Give me the Falcons.
The Falcons. Well, I think Jordan Love does start 2-0. I'm going Packers. Our little brother Mason will be happy about that pick. He's a Packers fan. Then you've got the Las Vegas Raiders coming in and playing the Buffalo Bills at 1 o'clock. This should be a pretty good game, I think so. Do the Bills bounce back, get the win? They lost in overtime to the Jets. That was a crazy way to end Monday night, week 1 football. I think they do. I think they bounce back. I'm going Bills here.
Big home field advantage here. Give me the Bills as well.
That is our last 1 o'clock game. So, Nick, I will ask you, what is the game of the week at 1 o'clock? Is it the... Actually, hold on. We have one more 1 o'clock game. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. We've got the Chargers versus the Titans. I'm going Chargers.
Yes, give me the Chargers on the road.
Chargers on the road. All right. Now we can talk about, Nick, what is the game of the week for the 1 o'clock games?
I might surprise a lot of people. I think game of the week is going to be the Packers and the Falcons. I think that's a battle of 2 first-year full starter quarterbacks. Desmond Ritter's technically in year 2 and Jordan Love's in year 3, but full-time starters for the first year. Both of the teams are young. Both of the teams are starting to turn a corner, or that is their approach. So I think that's going to be an electrifying game at Atlanta. But yes, I have the Falcons winning at home on that one. But I think that's going to be a close one, and I think it's going to be exciting. I think the final score is going to be 28-24.
Love it. I'm going to say the Chiefs versus the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars have a lot of potential, especially with having
rematch of divisional game last year.
Having Kevin Ridley now on their squad, and you know Travis Kelce's coming back for the Chiefs, so you know they'll get there. And it's Chris Jones, right? He signed a deal.
Holdout is over. Signed that 1-year extension.
So, you know, they'll both be at full capacity going into this week. I do think the Jaguars get that done, and I think it'll be a 24-21 game. Be very close. Then we're going to move on to the 4 o'clock game. 4:05 is actually when it starts. The 49ers coming in and playing the LA Rams. The Rams were able to get a win over the Seahawks, and the 49ers were able to cruise past the Pittsburgh Steelers pretty easily. Brock Purdy played pretty well. Can he keep that up with their great defense, or do the Rams, still have a pretty good defense? Is Matthew Stafford looking good again? Is Cooper Kupp going to be back for week 2? Do you know?
It's on IR. It's hard to say. They can pull him out at any time, but it wouldn't surprise me if they keep him on IR. So far, he's still on IR.
Okay. All right.
It is Wednesday, so there's still two
Still
more
time.
practice days after today, and we will see. But he's still on IR, as far as I know.
I think the 49ers are just an overall better team, and I think they'll start out 2-0. So I'm going the 49ers.
Give me the 49ers as well, running away.
Running away? I think the 49ers probably won by like 15 or something. But we'll see what happens. Then you've got the New York Giants, who got embarrassed on Sunday Night Football 40-0, playing the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe 2 dumpster fire teams this year. Maybe the Giants just had a bad Sunday night game. I don't know. But I don't know how the Cardinals are going to finish.
I don't think it's 2 dumpster fire teams. You're really undercutting the Giants. So,
okay.
having said that, give me the Giants over the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I think, are on their way to getting Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that.
I think they're well on their way to getting him.
Tanking, absolutely. I mean,
I don't want to say the word. You said it, not me.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go Giants here as well, just because, like you said, we know what direction the Arizona Cardinals are heading.
Yep.
Or assume, anyways. And then at 425, you have the New York Jets with the fresh Zach Wilson playing the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets have a great defense as well. The Cowboys have a great defense. I bet against the Cowboys. They won 40-0. I never want to pick Cowboys if I don't have to, but with as good of a team as they do have, I'm going to go Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys as well.
Now, if Aaron Rodgers on the Jets still, healthy, I don't know.
It's in Dallas, right?
Yeah, it's in Dallas. Yeah, it's a home game.
It'd make you think twice. Give me Dallas.
Yeah, for sure. And then our last 425 game is the Washington Commanders playing the Denver Broncos. The Washington Commanders, did they get the win last week? Yes, they did get the win over the Cardinals.
Arizona.
And the Broncos lost by 1 point to the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Man, this game can definitely come down to a lot of factors here, but I'm going Broncos country. Let's ride.
This one has me up in the air a little bit. It's sort of a pick-em one for me. Who has home field?
The Broncos.
Broncos country, let's ride.
All right, we're going Broncos here. So with that being said, what is the game of the week for the 425? Is it the Broncos Commanders, the Jets the Cowboys, the Giants Cardinals, the 49ers Rams? Yep, that's it. What do you got?
Give me the list again.
The 49ers Rams, the Giants Cardinals, the Jets versus Cowboys, and the Commanders versus the Broncos.
I think more often than anything, majority of those are going to be runaway games. So if I had to select one that I think is going to be exciting, that'd be close, it's probably going to be the Commanders and the Broncos as the game of the week. And that's putting both my hands behind my back and forcing me to say that. I think it's the least viewed of the games there, but I just think Cowboys are going to win going away over the Jets. I think, as I stated at the top, I think the 49ers are going to pull away from the Rams. And who is the
Giants and Cardinals.
Giants. I think the Giants are going to pull away from the Cardinals as well. I think that might be a little bit closer than the other two, but I still comfortably would put it. So I think we have the Broncos and Redskins, and I say Broncos are going to win. I think it's going to be a very big defensive game. I'm going to say 2017, your money, not mine, on the Broncos.
Your money, not mine. I'm going to disagree with you all. I think it's going to be the 49ers versus Rams game of the week, just because it's a divisional matchup. And
it's a rivalry.
They normally, those games are usually a little closer, a little tougher to play. They prepare for them a little bit differently. So I think that will be the game of the week, and obviously I do think 49ers will win that game. Then you move on to 8:20 Sunday night. You've got the Miami Dolphins coming in and playing the Patriots. Now the Dolphins played really well. They were able to get their Week 1 win. The Patriots lost, not by too much Week 1, but put up a good fight versus the Philadelphia Eagles here. This is an AFC East matchup. I know Bill Belichick's defensive-minded coach. The Patriots defense, should be pretty sharp Monday night or Sunday night. But I think with the way that the Dolphins are firing, running on all cylinders to start Week 1, give me the Dolphins rolling into Week 2.
Yeah, so this is in New England. It's at Gillette Stadium.
It is.
It's a night game.
Yes, it is.
Having said that, I don't think Tom Brady is coming through that door anytime soon. Give me the Dolphins, 30-17.
All right, we're both on Dolphins there. And then this week we have 2 Monday night games, so that is pretty exciting there. We've got one at 7:15 and one at 8:15. So look at that, you guys will be able to have 2 games going on the TV at once. At first, you've got at 7:15 the New Orleans Saints with the new Derek Carr coming in and playing a Bryce Young, the new quarterback, the #1 overall pick for the Carolina Panthers. This should be a good Monday night game for, the Saints and Bryce Young to play, first time, at night, to see what his skills are capable of being on the big stage. Derek Carr, they are the favorites to win that division. I just don't know how well the Panthers are going to do with Bryce Young. He has a lot to show me over the course of the season. I'm going to go the veteran here. I'm going to go the New Orleans Saints.
Give me the Saints at home. I think that defense gets
Also Panthers.
I'm sorry?
It's at Panthers.
Give me the Saints on the road. I think that defense gets after Bryce Young. I don't think this one's going to be a close game either. But give me the Saints 24-17.
We like it. Then at 8:15, you got an AFC North divisional showdown. You got the Cleveland Browns going 1-0 last week, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers 0-1. Pittsburgh Steelers have a lot to show me. I think they do finish last in that division. With finishing last, they might win a few divisional games, maybe one or two, but not very many. And I just don't think that they win this game. I think the Browns are able to come in, play pretty well. That Steelers defense is going to be tough, but Nick Chubb is going to eat, and so I'm going the Browns.
I think this is the game of the weekend. I think it's very much a pick'em. Steelers got destroyed last weekend with the 49ers, but 49ers are a very top team. I think the Steelers bounce back. I don't think they get their butts handed to them like they did. The Browns showed us a lot versus the Bengals in week 1. I think the Browns are definitely a team to be reckoned with. This is an old school AFC North showdown. Who has home? Who's home? Steelers?
Steelers are, yes, sir.
Yeah, give me Heinz Field advantage. So give me the Steelers over the Browns. I think this is going to be 28-24 Steelers.
All right. Well, that wraps up our predictions and everything for this week. Obviously, come Wednesday, I will add up our predictions, our records, and see, who did better, who did worse.
Well, we know who's going to do better. We know who's going to be worse.
Only God knows. But then we'll have another episode, week 3, a podcast, a warehouse episode coming at you. We'll do it again. Comment below, what topics you want us to cover going into week 3, week 4, week 5. And we are excited to bring them to the table if we can. And with that being said, thank you, Nick, very much for joining us on this warehouse podcast. And we will see you all next week.
Hit that subscribe button.